Okay, so the complement of an event is now clear to you. Let's now move on with the odd of an event. When we say odd of an event, this is about the ratio of the number of ways that an event will happen versus the event will not happen. Okay? What does that mean? Let's have this as an example. How many boys do we have in 10-1? I would like to make use of the 10-1. How many boys do we have here? So we have 23. 23 because less 1 na tayo. So in 10-1, 10-1 boys are 23. While the girls are, how many are girls? Let me see. The girls are 28. 28. Ayan. So for the odds of an event, this is actually the odd. The odd of an event is equal to success is to failure. Okay, so it depends upon what is being presented in the problem, which is the success and which is the failure. Okay, so let's have this as an example. Siyempre, let's go back first with our simple events, probability of some simple events. What's the probability of getting boys? What's the probability of getting girls? Or picking, choosing na lang, choosing. And what's the probability of getting the, or what is the odds of getting or choosing a boy? Ayan. Siyempre, for example, when we say choosing, I would like to choose representatives. So, what is the probability? Okay, probability muna tayo. What's the probability of choosing a boy from the class of 10-1? The total of, or the total outcome, the sample space of 10-1 is 51. Okay, in the chat box, please. What is the probability that I will be choosing a boy out of the 51 10-1 learners? Type it in the chat box, please. What's the probability of choosing a boy from the class of 51? 51 lang kasi Kian is not anymore part of our class. Okay. Type it in the chat box, please. Let's wait for our classmates. Good. Let's wait for them. Please continue typing. Okay. Good. So we have 23 over 51. That's the probability of getting a boy from the class of 51 learners. That's correct. If you want to express it in percentage, it's also okay, no problem. But for probability, if you are not requested to express it in percentage, not a problem. But what's important is you know how to get the percentage. And by the way, because you will be using this in your performance task next week, this for you to show para mas maging makabuluhan yung inyong performance task next week. This is how we get the percentage. This is very simple. You just have to divide them. 23 divided by 51 equals. So 2 decimal places, that's 0.45. So if we will express that a while ago in the complement, we will be using the 0.45. Okay, and what's the complement of choosing a boy from the class of 51? I-subtract nyo nun sa 1. Okay? Or it can also be expressed in percentage kasi this is expressed in decimals. When you express this in percentage, you just have to multiply it by times 100. So you will have 45.1%. Okay? So that's how you express in decimal and in percentage. Okay, show me a reaction if that's clear. Let me see. Okay, very good. Because in your performance task, you will be making an anti-gambling campaign. So to show that there is a small chance of winning when you play in the gambling. So anti-gambling campaign yung performance task natin. And so therefore, you have to learn these things. Okay? Now, okay. Susunod. What is the probability of choosing a girl from the class of 51 learners? What's the probability of choosing a girl from the class of 51 learners? 51 tayo, ha? Kasi 23 and 28 tayo. Okay. So that is 28 over 51. Or actually, this is 45%. Dito naman, this is 55%. Okay, that's it. Okay na? Now, what about with the odds? What's the odd or the odds of getting or choosing a boy? This is just simple. Since the success rate or the success is in terms of boys, girls then will be the failure rate. Kasi if you are choosing a boy and you got a girl, so therefore yung fail yung nanalo nun. Yan yung nakuha mo. Now, for us to express the odds, all we have to do is to make a ratio of the success versus the failure. So therefore, the odds of choosing a boy here is 23 is to 28. That's it. So looking at this, there is a small, not actually small, but a little less odds that you will be getting or choosing a boy from the girls because boys are lesser than girls. Okay? That's it. So that's how you express the odds of an event. And if you can simplify this further, no problem. You just have to simplify this. Okay? Show me a reaction if that's clear. Very good. So that is the odd of an event. Okay. Let's now move on with the next one. Oh, sample pa. For example, I have I have 5 red balls and 16 blue balls. What is the odd of picking a blue ball? Okay. So if I have 5 red balls and 16 blue balls, what is the odd or odds? What's the odd of picking a blue ball? Type the answer in the chat box. What is the odd or what are the odds? Yan. Of picking a blue ball. Type the answer in the chat box, please. I want to see your answer. Very good. Thank you. Sige. I want to see your classmates' answers. Please, I'm inviting everyone to participate. Because from here, I will see if you understand what we are discussing. Type your answer, please. I need more participation from the class. Chloe is correct. Mar Wilson is correct. Aizel, go back to your given. Riley is correct. What about the rest? Let's wait for more. Okay, Chester is also correct. What about the rest? Aizel, go back to your given. Okay. So given this, what are the odds of picking a blue ball? The blue ball becomes your success. Here, this is your success. Kasi when you pick a ball, that's a success. So that becomes your, that represents your S. But if you picked a red ball there, that's a fail. Kasi odds yung pinag-uusapan natin. If you remember the Hunger Games, the host there will always tell the players before the game starts, may the odds be ever in your favor. If you remember the Hunger Games. So the odds actually is referring to the success part of the event. Okay? So therefore, if 16 is your success and 5 is your fail, so therefore S is to F, that's become your odds. This is equal to 16 is to 5. That's it. Do not add them because you are not getting the total of the two outcomes. You are only talking about the success and the failure. Okay? Show me a reaction if that is understandable. Let me see. Let me see the rest. Thank you so much. Okay, so that's the odds of an event. Let's have the next one. After the odd of an event, eto na. This becomes more exciting now, but actually it's not difficult. Exciting lang siya because we will again remember, or we will again encounter two important words for probability that we learned as well last week. And those are the or and the and. Sige nga. Learning our union and intersection of events last week. When we say or, when we encounter the word or in the given, what operation are we referring to? Type your answer in the chat box, please. Sige nga. When we say or when we encounter the or, kasi you'll just be choosing between or among the options. So of course, that's or. What operation will we use? Patingin nga. Okay. Okay. When we say or, please remember, when you encounter the word or, we are talking about addition of probability. And of course, when we encounter the word and, because hindi lang siya or kasi kapag or, pipili ka ng boy or girl. Kaya addition yung operation nun. But if you will be choosing a boy and a girl, ayun, FPC yung context natin doon. And that becomes multiplication. Multiplication. Okay? Please take note of this. Remember that for or, it's addition, and for and, it's multiplication. Okay? Show me a reaction if these two concepts are clear to you now. Please remember this. Show me a reaction if this is clear. Okay, because for this part, we will now be focusing more on the addition, the or part. Okay? Ready? Let's now have this part of our discussion. And this is what we call the probability of mutually exclusive events. From the word itself, exclusive. Exclusive. Either boy or girl. Kasi exclusive. Exclusive lang siya. Di siya pwede magkasama. Especially kapag, for example, in schools, kapag sinabing exclusive school, it's only either for boys or for girls. Hindi pwede magsasama. Okay? So, What about assumpta? Is it mutually exclusive or mutually inclusive? Inclusive ba ang assumpta or exclusive based on the learners it has, boys and girls? Assumpta, inclusive or exclusive? Let me see. Type the answer in the chat box, please. Learners in assumpta, is it exclusive for boys or for girls or inclusive, boys and girls? Okay. Assumpta is inclusive kasi boys and girls. What about Assumption Sanlo? Assumption Sanlo in Makati. Yan, girls lang ang tinatanggap dito. Is that exclusive or inclusive? Type the answer in the chat box, please. It's exclusive. Okay. I hope you understood the difference between the two. So let's focus now with the mutually exclusive events. In short, ito ba o ito? So therefore, in here, the problems that you will be encountering here will always be dealing with the word or. Okay? So let's have this as an example. Let's try this. A die is rolled. What is the probability of getting a number less than 4 of getting a number less than 4 or a 6? Okay, let's see if the kind of problem is exclusive. Okay. So therefore, we will be needing the image of a die so that we can imagine what we are referring to. I need a die, dice. Image, I need a die there. Let me take this as my image. And perks of having an online class, you can get the image that you need anytime. Okay, so I have here a die. What is the probability of getting a number less than 4? That's the first event. Or, ayun, there goes the or, a 6. So therefore, we have two events here. I hope you notice that. The first event is the probability of getting a number less than 4. That's our first event. And our second event is a 6. And they are separated by the word or. Okay? So therefore, it's exclusive kasi it's either makukuha mo or ang lalabas ay number na mas mababa sa 4 o kaya ay 6. Are they exclusive or inclusive? Meron bang 6 sa 4? Or sa mga numbers less than 4? Wala. So walang chance na magiging inclusive ito. Exclusive ang mga events na to kapag walang kinalaman ang event na to sa another event. That's what makes them exclusive. Okay? So let's have this. So the probability of getting a number less than 4 is what? What's the probability? How many numbers are there in the die that are less than 4? Ilan sila? Type the answer in the chat box, please. Let me see. Type the answer in the chat box, please. They are 3. They are 1, 2, and 3. Is 4 included among the numbers less than 4? Yes or no? Is 4 included? No, because 4 is equal to 4. And what we are only referring to are the numbers less than 4. Please take note of that, because there are learners who get confused and they include 4 in the numbers less than 4. Take note of that, ha? That's just a reminder. So we only have 3. 1, 2, and 3. So that's 3 over 6. Can you follow? Or 1/2. Can you follow? Show me reaction for the first probability. A number less than 4. Show me a reaction if that's clear. Very good. Now we have another event. This next event is a 6. What's the probability of getting a 6 in our die, or when a die is rolled? Let me see. What's the probability of getting a 6? Perfect. It's just 1 over 6 because of the 6 faces of the row of the die. There's only 1 6. Ayun, nag-iisa lang ang 6 na yan. So that's 1 over 6. Got it? And now, this is how the probability of mutually exclusive events happens. Okay? So using our formula, the union of A and B, kasi pagsasamahin sila, the union of A and B, we have to add the probabilities. So we will now have here the probability. This is our event A. And this is our event B. Okay? We always follow the way it's presented here. So we have here the probability of the union of A and B will be equal to the probability of A is 1/2. And then plus, because or is the keyword that we are talking about here. It's or, and we know that when it's or, it should be addition. Okay, so that's plus. Now, what is the probability of getting a B or getting a 6? I mean, that is 1 over 6. Okay, and then all we have to do is just to add them. Add them. So you can use your calculator if you want, but for simple solution, simple lang naman kasi to, they are dissimilar fractions. Now to make 2 become 6 kasi dapat similar fractions sila, I'll just multiply this by 3 and of course the same number in the numerator. Because 3 over 3 is just 1. Walang problema. So therefore this will become 3 times 1, that's 3. Over 2 times 3, it's 6. Can you follow? Plus 1 over 6. Ayan. So, similar fractions na sila. So, with this, I can add them. 3 plus 1, that's 4 over 6. And when I simplify this, they are both divisible by 2. Therefore, my final answer will be 2 over 3. So, that's the probability of getting either a number less than 4 or a 6. Can you follow? Show me a reaction if that's clear. Show me a reaction if that's clear. Very good. Okay. So, ganun lagi kapag or. Ready? Oh, let's now try this one. Let's go back to our examples a while ago about the 10-1. But this time, I guess I would like to add Kian, B part, sa first quarter, para meron tayong sinisimplify at the end. Okay. So this time, I will be adding Kian again back to our number. There are 24 boys. And there are 26 girls. Ay, tama ba? No, 28 girls. 28 girls. Ayan. 10-1 has 24 boys and 28 girls. What is the probability of getting either, or choosing na lang, choosing either a boy or a girl? O, game. Mutually exclusive events. Kasi naka-or tayo. And boys can never be girls. Hindi sila pwede maging inclusive kasi exclusive si boy kay girls kasi magkaiba silang dalawa. Go. Type the answer in the chat box. What is the probability of choosing either a boy or a girl? Type it in the chat box. Go. Let me see. Of course, you need to get the probability of getting a boy and the probability of getting a girl. And after that, you need to get the probability of boys, the union of the boys and the girls. Go. Then one has 24 boys and 28 girls. What's the probability of choosing either a boy or a girl? Mutually exclusive events because boys can never be girls because they are two different entities. Okay, I'm waiting for the answers of our classmates. Let me pause the recording for a while to save space. Okay, so in here, the probability is 24 over 52. While in here, this is 28 over 52. Now, since we will be applying addition, remember, since we will be applying addition in our next process for the mutual exclusive events, remember that you have to notice your denominator. If they are both 52, I suggest do not simplify them. Again, if your probabilities have the same denominator, better not simplify them yet. Why? Because when you add them, they should have the same denominator. So para hindi nyo nagawin kanina yung ginawa natin of making them similar fractions, better retain them as is for the moment. Okay? So let's now do this. So we have 24 over 52 plus 28 over 52. Can you follow? And so when we add them, that becomes 52 over 52. And this is the time that we will simplify it. And this will be equal to 1. Wow. This is obvious. Why? Because there is 100% probability that in a 10-1 class, in your class, there is 100% probability that you will choose either a boy or a girl. In short, you're not distinct kung boy man or girl kasi either or naman yung kailangan mo. Halimbawa, on-site, patawag ka nga ng isang 10-1, parang ganon. Either boy or girl, no problem. So, kahit sinong tawagin man nung classmates, boy man or girl man, no problem because that's what we are referring to this problem. Can you follow? So, there's 100% probability that you will choose either a boy or a girl. Got it? Show me a reaction if that's clear. Let me see. Very good. Oh, another. Ready? Let's have this example. A coin is tossed and a die is rolled. What is, ayan, exclusive na naman kasi iba si tossed, ay iba si coin, iba si die. What is the probability that a head will be shown or a number or a 4, a 3 na lang, a 3. What's the probability that a head or a 3 will be shown or will be shown? A coin is tossed and a die is rolled. What's the probability that a head or a 3 will be shown? Will be shown first. Yan. Siyempre, mauna eh. Will be shown first. Yan. A coin is tossed, and a die is rolled. What's the probability that a head from the coin, of course, or a 3 from the die will be shown first? Yan, syempre, when you toss them and roll them at the same time, sino ang unang lalabas? Anong probability na head ang unang lalabas or 3 ang unang lalabas? Go. Sino kaya ang unang mag-i-stop sa kanila? Yung parang ganong feeling. Game. Let me see. Kindly solve. So, we have the probability of a head and the probability of a 3 from the die. So, what's the probability of getting a head? When you toss a coin, that's 1/2. What's the probability of getting a 3? When you roll a die, that's 1/6. Okay? Now, you are talking about the or. Sino kaya ang lalabas na mas lalabas? Si head ba or si 6? From there, we will already solve the probability. So the union of the age and the 3, you can actually use those symbols for the probability or A or B for the event A or event B, whichever you want. So the union of the head and the 3. So this will be equal to 1/2 plus 1/6. Okay. And so, just like what we did, now this time they are dissimilar fractions. So better multiply this by 3 and by 3 to make them similar. So we will have here 3/6 plus 1/6. So when we add them, that's 4/6, or what's the answer? What's the answer? 2/3. Very good. So there's a 2/3 chance that either a head or a 3 will be shown first. Okay? Show me a reaction if that's clear to you. Okay. Very good. So next will be another exciting part, inclusive naman. This time, merong kasama doon sa mga pinag-uusapan natin. Inclusive. Okay? But we will discuss this when we resume our Zoom. Okay? When we resume our Zoom. Okay, so I will stop this now so that we can maximize our time. Just come back for the continuation. Okay, and as you wait for the continuation, feel free to have a water break, go to the CR for a while, whatever, and then we will resume our discussion.